Hi everyone, welcome back. It is a lovely summer. Just kidding. It's an April day that is very unseasonably warm. I think it's like almost 70 degrees out now. We're supposed to have like, I think 82 degrees today, which is a lot. Like, that is not normal for here in the summer. Or, well, it's normal for here in the summer. It's not normal for here in the spring, especially in April. Like, April, normally we're still dealing with snow, to be honest with you. But everything's looking pretty good. We're, what, 4 weeks? I would say about 4 weeks away from our last estimated frost. I would say at this point I feel comfortable putting my cool season stuff out, which is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to plant peas. According to the Farmer's Almanac, I can plant radishes. So I'm going to plant radishes and try those. My carrot spot is not ready, so I do not have those out here to plant. It's also supposed to be 80 for the next, it's supposed to be Saturday, Sunday. Monday's when it drops back off, back to like the 50s, which is normal. And I think some rain, so I might wait till Sunday to plant carrots, because you have to keep the ground moist for them, and I don't want to have to fight with it when it's blistering hot sun. And I don't even know what the wind's supposed to be. If it was windy, again, not worth it. It's always windy here. So I'm going to put peas in the ground. Figured I would bring you along for that, because that's the project of the day. So the beds have changed this year. Here, I can still show you. I still have 2 old beds. Well, 3 old beds, 4 old beds, however you want to look at this. So normally, my beds have this space in the middle, right here. So they're about a foot walkway, and then another foot of planting space. Because we're expanding the garden this year, for ease of everything, I'm going to do wider beds. So what I have done, you can kind of see back there, is I've added in dirt in between every other row. So now I have roughly a 3-foot planting bed. That way I can work it from both sides, and it should still be good. Peas are going to go on this cattle panel here, which is the same place. I think they've been for like 3 years now. Probably need a new spot, but I have enough change going on in the garden. I'm not resetting a whole bunch of posts and everything. Garlic is coming up down here. Can we see it? There it is. It's looking good. So that'll be this end of the bed. I'm going to put everything today kind of in the same area. So going to put peas along one side of the trellis. I've learned the prevailing wind comes from the west. If I put all the peas and all my plants on the west side of the trellis, then they're blown into the trellis and not off of the trellis. So one side, I think I'm actually gonna plant my radishes and spinach on the other side of the trellis, because I'm not gonna be able to plant anything. There's still like 6 inches of space. I don't need a ton of spinach or a ton of radishes, so I think that's where I'm gonna put everything. It's just kind of in that one spot. I might bring some spinach down and do some down here by the garlic, because I know that's probably not going to move around much. So I've just been working in some of the soil and then making a trench for me to put peas in. Let me show you that. Okay, so you can see here, this is the cattle panel. This side over here, that's the west side. I've already gone through, raked everything, and I put a little trench there. I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see it, but I put a trench in. It's like probably 1 inch-ish deep. By the time I cover it, it'll be about a 1/2 inch deep, which is about as deep as I'm going to put the peas. This side of the cattle panel, there's still like 6 inches or so. And then I'm going to plant my radishes here. And then the end of the bed where the garlic is here. I think I might put the spinach down at this side, because I'm not going to do a huge spot of it. Pretty much I'm just going to do, I don't know, I think I brought out 1 pack, maybe 2. I'll put that in, and then I'm just going to kind of sprinkle that in and keep that area moist. I can't turn my water on yet, so I don't want to make a ton of watering work for me. I do have So I had 2 spots of yarrow up at the other end. Because I moved these beds around, I moved the yarrow. So I do have that I have to keep an eye on to make sure I don't totally kill that. I'm hoping that all stays happy. But I wanted my yarrow all in one spot. My sea holly's coming up. So that, I'm shading it. That's one. There's one there. And one down there. And a whole bunch of daffodils. A whole bunch of dandelion weeds in between here and there. I still have my common sage in here. I think that's supposed to be perennial in this area, but I am not sure. So I'm waiting to see. Things look a little bit more green on it. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's get started planting. Radishes, and if I can see, so cherry bell radishes are what I'm putting in. It says put them about a 1/2 inch deep. So what I'm going to do is, again, make a little trench to plant into, and then plant into that, cover it up. Okay, spinach is in. I have enough seed to do another planting. I will probably do another one in like 2 weeks time because I'll have a better idea of how the weather is going to go. Now I'm going to go get water everything in, and that's everything I'm going to put in. I have to work on my carrot bed before I put anything in because I am going to put them back in the same spot under the arch trellis because that way it helps provide shade all summer while they're growing, as long as things grow up the trellis. Last year I had a terrible cucumber year. We'll see if this year it's any better. Okay, we are all watered in, so you can kind of see it's darker there. And then over there where spinach is planted, I'm going to go get a little bit more water. I'm going to put a little bit more water on the yarrow. And I am going to water the garlic just because it's really dry. We've had a lot of rain this year. We didn't necessarily have a lot of snow. And it's been dry. And if I get on to NOAA and really look at like our weather in our water in our soil, our topsoil has like some water in it, but with how dry, warm, and windy it's been all week, that's pretty much gone. And our subsoil has no water in it, honestly. So water tables look to be adequate at this point in time. I'm not worried about like the pond running out of water for when we have everything hooked up for irrigation, but it might end up being a pretty dry summer. Plan for these seeds, I am going to water twice a day right now while it's warm, maybe even 3 times a day depending, but definitely twice a day, so morning and night, just to keep everything moist so it can germinate. And I will let you know how everything looks. I don't expect any action right away. The warm weather might bring on a quick germination. I don't know. I don't really think so, but we'll see, because it is going to cool down pretty quick. I think that'll slow everything down. The soil is nice and warm, so that really shouldn't go the other way for the seed. It'll just be whatever the air temperature decides to do. And I think I'm going to take the goats inside because the goats say it's hot. They're going, it's too hot to have winter coats on in summer weather. Bandit, you want to go inside? Yeah, panting. Okay, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. And by the time you see this video, we'll probably be past the warm weather, but I hope you've gotten to enjoy the warm weather too. Thanks everyone. See you next time.